Baseball fans, welcome back. And before we jump into this thrilling breakdown of today's performance, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any Dodgers news and updates. Trust me, after the way Yoshinobu Yamamoto pitched tonight, you're going to want to stay locked in because this is just the beginning of what could be a very special season for him and for Los Angeles. So let's talk about what we just witnessed, because it wasn't just another routine outing. Yoshinobu Yamamoto went out there and delivered one of the most composed and commanding performances we've seen in recent weeks. He pitched 5 1/3 innings of scoreless baseball, striking out 7 batters, and honestly, he made it look effortless at times. For Dodgers fans who have been eager to see just how well Yamamoto could adjust to the grind of Major League Baseball, tonight was the type of outing that builds confidence, not just in the player himself but across the entire organization and fanbase. Every pitch he threw seemed to have intent behind it. He wasn't just out there throwing to throw, he was attacking the strike zone, mixing speeds, keeping hitters off balance, and showcasing the type of poise you'd expect from a seasoned veteran, not someone still adjusting to life in MLB. Remember, this is a guy who made his name in Japan, dominating the Nippon Professional Baseball League with his control and ability to strike out hitters, but there's always that question mark about how those skills will translate to the big leagues. Tonight, we got another piece of evidence that Yamamoto is more than capable of living up to the hype. The Dodgers handed him the ball with confidence, and Yamamoto rewarded that trust immediately. From the very first inning, you could sense he was locked in. His fastball command was sharp, living on the corners, and when hitters started sitting on the heater, he dropped in that devastating splitter that just falls off the table. And it wasn't only the swing and miss stuff that stood out, it was the composure. Even when a hitter battled and fouled off a few pitches, Yamamoto stayed in control, working ahead in counts and not letting anyone dictate the tempo of his outing. Striking out 7 batters in just over 5 innings might not sound like a jaw-dropping number on paper, but when you actually watch how he did it, it tells a much bigger story. These weren't easy strikeouts. These were carefully executed sequences, set up by pitch tunneling and deception. For instance, he'd throw a high fastball to change the eye level, then drop that splitter low and away, leaving hitters waving at air. He'd mix in the curveball just enough to keep batters guessing, and before you knew it, he had them right where he wanted. It was clinical. And here's the part that Dodgers fans should love the most. Yamamoto pitched with a calmness that made it seem like nothing could rattle him. That's not always easy for pitchers who are still adjusting to a new environment, new hitters, and the bright lights of Los Angeles baseball. We've seen plenty of talented pitchers struggle in their first year because of the pressure, but Yamamoto seems to embrace it. Tonight's outing, with its scoreless innings and steady control, was a reminder of why the Dodgers went after him so aggressively in free agency. The Japanese ace was one of the most sought-after pitchers in the offseason, with nearly every team showing interest, and the Dodgers landed him with a massive investment. When you make that type of financial commitment, fans are going to scrutinize every single start. But if this is what Yamamoto is capable of producing, then the Dodgers may very well have gotten exactly what they paid for, a frontline pitcher who can dominate games and change the course of a season. Now, let's talk about what this means in the bigger picture. The Dodgers, of course, have had some ups and downs with their rotation due to injuries and inconsistency, but Yamamoto's steadying presence is quickly becoming a huge asset. He's showing that he can eat innings, strike out batters, and most importantly keep runs off the board. A scoreless outing like this does more than just pad the stat sheet, it sets the tone for the bullpen and the rest of the team. When your starter goes out there and puts up zeros, the confidence spreads like wildfire through the dugout. Another interesting angle is how Yamamoto is adjusting to MLB hitters compared to the batters he faced in Japan. In Nippon Professional Baseball, he was dominant because hitters often struggled with his splitter and breaking stuff. But in MLB, batters are more patient, they foul off pitches, they force you to work harder. And yet Yamamoto showed tonight that he's willing to adapt. He doesn't shy away from contact when needed, and he trusts his defense behind him. But when he needs a strikeout, he has that gear too, and 7 punch-outs tonight proved just that. Think about the pressure of facing a new lineup that hasn't seen much of your stuff. Some pitchers might overthink it. But Yamamoto seemed to thrive on it. He went after hitters with confidence, almost daring them to try and adjust. That's the mark of a pitcher who knows his arsenal is good enough to beat anyone, and when you combine that confidence with actual execution, you get nights like this. Of course, no performance is without its challenges. There were moments where Yamamoto had to dig deep. A couple of times, opposing hitters worked long counts, trying to wear him down. But even then, he stayed in control, never letting the game speed up on him. That's a huge skill for a pitcher making his way in MLB, avoiding the big mistake. And tonight, Yamamoto avoided it beautifully. This type of outing also shows something else: his conditioning and stamina are improving. Pitching in MLB can be a different grind compared to Japan, with travel, schedules, and lineups stacked with power hitters. But Yamamoto went into the 6th inning without showing much drop-off in velocity or command. That's impressive, because it suggests he's building the durability needed to be a consistent part of the Dodgers' rotation all season long. Now, if we zoom out, you can really start to see how important outings like this are for the Dodgers' bigger goals. They're not just looking to win games in April or May, they're building toward October. And to go deep into the postseason, you need pitchers who can give you quality innings against elite lineups. Yamamoto proving he can go scoreless through 5+ innings, rack up strikeouts, and handle the pressure is a glimpse into what he might bring to the Dodgers come playoff time. Another layer to this story is how Yamamoto's presence is energizing the fans. Dodger Stadium has seen its fair share of aces, from Clayton Kershaw to Walker Buehler, but every new star who comes in adds a different type of excitement. Yamamoto brings not only his skill set but also an international following. Japanese baseball fans have been tuning in to see how he fares in the U.S., and every time he pitches like this, the hype only grows. That global spotlight isn't something every player can handle, but Yamamoto seems to thrive on it. It's also worth pointing out how his teammates respond to him. You can see it in the dugout, the encouragement, the pats on the back, the sense that they believe in him. That type of chemistry matters more than most people think. When a new pitcher comes in and earns the respect of his teammates through performances like this, it strengthens the entire clubhouse dynamic. The Dodgers aren't just adding innings on the mound, they're adding energy, belief, and momentum that can carry them through tough stretches. And let's not forget how much the coaching staff is involved here. The Dodgers have a history of maximizing pitchers, helping them find the best versions of themselves, and Yamamoto is clearly buying in. His ability to execute the game plan, stick to his strengths, and still make adjustments mid-game shows a maturity beyond his years. That's the type of pitcher who doesn't just survive in MLB, he thrives. So when you put it all together, tonight's outing wasn't just about the numbers, though those are impressive. 7 strikeouts, no runs allowed, and over 5 innings pitched, that's a strong line on its own. But it was about the way he did it. The composure. The confidence. The execution. All of those elements combined to paint a picture of a pitcher who is quickly becoming a cornerstone of the Dodgers' rotation. Dodgers fans, get excited, because if this is what Yamamoto is doing now, imagine what he'll look like once he's fully adjusted, fully comfortable, and fully in rhythm with the MLB season. The ceiling is incredibly high, and tonight's performance was just another step toward reaching it. So, as we wrap this breakdown up, let me ask you, do you think Yamamoto has the stuff to become the Dodgers' next true ace? Can he carry this type of dominance into the postseason when the lights are even brighter? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I want to hear what you think about his future.